Hi guys, I want to quickly go over is the kettlebell swing, okay? So, the kettlebell swing is a really good exercise for your hamstrings. It develops a good bit of elasticity or pliability in your hamstrings, good for conditioning and strengthening them, as well as your glutes and your core to an extent, and at the same time, because you're doing it for up to 60 seconds at a time, it helps develop a bit of strength, endurance and power as well. So the main things to remember though, okay, when you're doing the kettlebell swing, you're not wanting to bend your knee too much. Okay, so the more you bend your knee, the more your quads become involved. So in that sense, it's a bit more similar to a hip hinge, stiff like deadlift type movement, in that you want to try and keep knee bending to a fair minimum. Okay, it doesn't mean not at all, but you just don't want to bend it too much, and that will ensure that the hamstrings take the load more so than the quads. So it's anything, if you imagine you were trying to touch your toes, it would be more challenging if you did it with your legs straight, obviously, because your hamstrings would be tested. But if you touch your toes with your knees bent, they wouldn't be tested at all because they're not getting stretched at all, because your quads just facilitate the movement. So you want to not facilitate the movement with your quads, basically. You want the movement to come from the hamstrings, okay? And you want to stretch them under load. That's effectively what you're doing, which improves pliability. So if you imagine the kettlebell as an extension of your hand, okay? In other words, it should never come any further than the length of the bell away from your hand. So when you swing, it shouldn't be away down here, okay? It's just, you're swinging here and up to here. Okay, so from there, you pop the hips. From there, you pop the hips. So the bell should be really close to your inner groin and upper thigh, that's it. If you come all the way down here, you'll be more likely to round your back, and you'll also be more likely to bend your knees, so you're probably going to work your quads more, and you'll also be more likely to hurt your lower back. So keep it very close to your upper body, upper thighs, or inner thighs, sorry. So what you're going to do from there is, if you start a couple of inches behind the kettlebell, right away you've got an angle here, from your hip to the bell, an angle of momentum, so that you can go right into the swing, instead of picking it up and then having to pop it off the hip. You can actually start from the floor, from here, okay? And all you're going to do from there is bring it back, then start swinging, okay? So the main things to remember is you'll bend your knees, but not very much, okay? You're trying to get your torso, you're aiming to get your torso almost parallel to the floor, okay? Like so. So you're coming up and over, and then as you come up, you pop the hips, you squeeze the glutes to generate power from here, to help drive the kettlebell up. So you're not raising the kettlebell up your shoulders. Your shoulders are just there as a lever, okay? You can exhale at the top of every rep, so like so. That's a way to control your breathing with it, okay? And try and keep your neck neutral, okay? So try and find a point on the floor where you keep your neck at instead of doing that, okay? So it's quite common to see that because people want to keep looking up. Okay, the problem with that is you're straining your neck slightly. So keep your neck neutral when you come over. Just sort of find the space, that's it, like that. Okay, keep your shoulders back down, chest up, try and get the torso over, and breathe out the way up. Like so. Okay. And you should start to really feel that in your hamstrings if you do it properly.